focus of this Monday's metacognition strategy will employ some time management skills that will help you to create a manageable study timetable as well as improve your productivity. What happens when your parents ask you to put a load of washing on, or get some revision done, or take the dog out? Chances are that you might pretend you didn't hear or reply with a "yeah, in a bit." Despite what your parents might think, you aren't simply being uncooperative or lazy, although I am sure that sometimes this might be the case. There is actually a psychological reason why you put tasks like this off. When you think of something you don't want to do, the part of your brain responsible for feeling pain, the insular cortex, engages, and so your brain registers this activity as something painful and tries to stop you from doing it. However, once you get started on the task, the insular cortex calms down. It's happy that you're getting the task over with, so essentially putting things off makes things much worse. So what about tomatoes? Well, essentially this relates to the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro is Italian for tomato, and it refers to the old-fashioned 25-minute tomato timers that were designed in the 80s by an Italian scientist. As a note, you do not need a tomato timer to use the Pomodoro technique. Any timer will do. So how does it work? When you have homework or revision to do, this is a method that might help you to avoid putting it off. To begin with, you need to ensure that you are in a distraction-free space, as much as this is possible. This means being in relative silence with phones switched off, or even better, put in another room. No music, no TV, nothing to distract you. If you live in a busy house, a pair of ear defenders or earplugs would work just as well. Once in a distraction-free environment, set a timer for 25 minutes. Start with a single task and focus on it for 25 minutes. This could be a particular piece of reading, a set of questions, or a Cornell note revision session. When the timer goes off, stop, even if you haven't finished. Then reward yourself. It is best to decide on your reward before you start so that you have an incentive. Rewards might include some screen time or a snack, anything that will motivate you and allow your brain to diffuse. This entire process from start to finish is known as the Pomodoro technique. This technique gives you an achievable goal to work towards and a reward for achieving it. 25 minutes should be a manageable time for you, and by chunking focus in this way, studying becomes less daunting. You can choose to do more than one Pomodoro a day. You can also choose to continue working past the 25 minutes if you are engrossed in a particular task. Remember that this is another of many study tools that can be added to your study skill set to support you. So that is how the Pomodoro technique works. As always, if you can show me an example of where you have used any of these techniques in a lesson or in your independent study, you'll be entered into our weekly prize draw.